So here's my list of the top things to do while you're in King's Cross. So number one, you don't have to go too far from the station, is the Harry Potter shop and experience 9 3/4. Not only is there an amazing shop here where you can buy all your Harry Potter merch, but there's also a photo opportunity outside with a professional photographer. Be aware though, the queue is massive. Anyone who's read any of the J.K. Rowling books will know that the students at Hogwarts catch the Hogwarts Express from King's Cross. The students find their way to the platform by dashing through a brick wall between platforms 9 and 10, hence the name 9 3/4. There's even an entire department at the back of the shop where you can buy your very own wand. So next on my list, and it's only a very short walk from King's Cross Station, is the St Pancras Renaissance Hotel. This was first built in 1873 and was called the Midland Grand. After spending a couple of decades empty following the Second World War, it's now been restored back to its former glory and is functioning again as a hotel. And you don't have to stay the night to be able to appreciate this absolutely stunning hotel. You can come and grab a coffee or a drink at the lounge bar. Alternatively, you can walk through to the booking office 1869 bar, which boasts one of the longest champagne bars in Europe, and it's located right next to the station platform. So if you've got a train to catch, it's the perfect place to come and grab a quick drink. Also, be sure to check out the metallic pink McLaren, which nobody knows who it belongs to, but it's been here for a few years. So while you're at the St Pancras Renaissance Hotel, you'll be able to see this red pill lift. It leads to a restaurant called Decimo, which is run by Michelin-starred chef Peter Sanchez Iglesias, who merges his love of Spanish and Mexican food together. This is the only thing on my list that costs more than a coffee, because to ride the red lift, you do have to have a table booking, but you can just appreciate it from across the road. So before moving away from the station area, I really recommend coming to check out this statue, which is pretty famous. It's called the Meeting Place, and it's a huge 9-meter high bronze statue that was designed by the British artist Paul Day and was unveiled in 2007. The next thing on my list that you have to see while you're in King's Cross is this giant bird cage with the swing in it. It's designed by Jack's rival and it's called IFO, otherwise known as Identified Flying Object. At night it lights up, so check it out in the day and at night if you get the chance. So moving into the heart of King's Cross, no visit is complete without a quick visit to the Google campus. You'll always see a few creative souls hanging around in this area. So this isn't going to be Google's only building, because it has actually submitted plans to open a huge new headquarters in King's Cross that will span 11 floors and 1 million square feet, can you believe? Whilst you're in this area, there's just so many bars, restaurants and cafes. I couldn't possibly list them all, but it's the perfect place to stop for a drink, like I did, and have a matcha latte. So when you're ready to leave this area, be sure to use King's Cross Tunnel of Light. This 90-metre long tunnel features an art wall made from LED lights. The tunnel was designed by architects Allies and Morrison, and it's used to connect the transport hubs of King's Cross to its bars, restaurants and public spaces. So as you walk over to Granary Square, be sure to take the light tunnel. Granary Square is absolutely stunning and it's home to probably my favourite cafes. At night you have to come and check these fountains because they glow all different colours and they look absolutely stunning. So Granary Square is one of my favourite cafes to sit out when it's sunny. I just think the outside tables are absolutely gorgeous. There's also lots of small stalls and traders that seem to come to this area, and the day that I was visiting they had this fresh handmade ice cream truck. So a hidden gem that I don't think everybody knows about is if you head down onto the canal from here, you'll find the bookshop Word on the Water, which is a very cute little bookshop in one of these canal boats. Bookshop's home is a Dutch canal boat called the Ante, which dates back to the 1920s. Not only is this a working bookshop where you can buy books, it also regularly acts as a venue and hosts live music and poetry events. As the very friendly man who was working at the bookshop told me, you have to come and check inside as well. Don't just look on the outside. So next on my list of things to do in King's Cross is to make your way over to Coal Drops Yard. Coal Drops Yard is a shopping complex that was designed by Thomas Heatherwick and opened in 2018. Before being a shopping centre, it was actually a coal store from Victorian London. These unusual buildings were built in the 1850s to transfer coal that had arrived from the north of England by rail. These old coal drops were reimagined by the Heatherwick studio and allowed Victorian London and modern day London to be merged together. Coal Drops Yard is home to over 50 shops, bars and restaurants. There's lots to do here actually. There's some big brands like Samsung KX, which I'm going to show you in a minute because that's one of my favourite stores here and things to do. But there's lots of independents as well and some cool unique shops. Whilst you're here though, you have to pop upstairs and have a go on these chairs. They are so much fun and such a cool addition to this place. So basically they can never fall over, but they are super wobbly because they're built like a spinning top. So they go to an almost point at the bottom. You're gonna have a lot of fun on these, or at least I did. So one of my favourite stores here was called Botanical Boys, and it's got a very natural theme and very African. There's lots of very cool home furnishings and a plant that I really wanted, but it was very expensive. So this shopping centre is made out of 2 coal drops and they're merged together with these beautiful sloping roofs which have a kissing point in the middle as Heatherwick describes it. So whilst you're here you have to come and check out Samsung KX. It's such a cool shop. Whether you have Samsung or not, I don't. I have an iPhone, but I still love this store. They show you what's new with tech, and there's a large area that really does some concept smart homes for you to have a play around with and explore. So this is a doorbell that when rang shows the image on the fridge. Don't get me wrong, some of these things are a bit buggy, and that is the problem with technology, but it was a lot of fun to have a play around with. This one allowed you to change the temperature when you say I'm feeling cold or I'm feeling hot. And you can ask Alexa to close and open the curtains for you and put the television on and tell you your schedule for the day, as well as a smart Hoover. Now let's walk along the canal and go and find something that I don't think a lot of people know exists in King's Cross, and that's Camley Street Natural Park, which is a really unique urban nature reserve. It's open from 10 till 5 and it's a perfect place to come and chill, relax, grab a drink and have a little walk around nature even when you're in the heart of the city. Camley Nature Park is governed by the London Wildlife Trust and it comprises of 0.8 hectares or 2 acres of land. It really is a hidden oasis that I don't think that many people know about. Not only is it open daily, it's also completely free. So now let's head over to the gas holder conversions, which are actually flats, but there's an amazing little hidden gem here that I think you're going to love. So this is the centerpiece of Gas Holder Park, and it's defined by this iconic Grade 2 listed gas holder, number 8. This new park was designed by Bell Phillips Architects and Dan Pearson Studio. Being finally decommissioned in 2000, they have now been repurposed into the Gas Holders Apartments and Gas Holder Park. They've been given a breath of new life and I'm sure they'll be enjoyed for generations to come. These gas holders were originally built in the 1850s as part of St Pancras Gasworks and they remained in use until the late 20th century. Not only can you sit and relax in the park, but you can have a lot of fun filming these mirrors. I'm sure they'd make an excellent music video. So we're near the end now of the best things to do in King's Cross, but this is a must-see little crescent before you do leave. It's called Keystone Crescent and it's the smallest crescent in Europe. It's only minutes from King's Cross station and you'll find this beautiful hidden gem of a street. Keystone Crescent was built by the son of a Shoreditch bricklayer, Robert James Stuckley. It was finished in 1846 and consisted of 24 houses. It was originally called Caledonian Crescent. One of the last things on my list is the British Library, and no visit to King's Cross would be complete without paying this place a visit. As you walk into the library, you'll be welcomed by this huge bronze sculpture by Edoardo Palozzi. And it's Sir Isaac Newton, but it's from one of William Blake's studies of him. And the idea is to celebrate the intellect of both the arts and science and bring them together. So there's always a free exhibition that you can come and look round where they display some of their artifacts. Here you can see they do have a copy of the Magna Carta, and when we visited there was a section all about animal rights throughout the ages. The British Library holds over 170 million items, including over 13 million printed and electronic books, as well as hundreds of thousands of periodicals, microfilms and rare manuscripts. It was in the time of George II where it became a law that a free copy of every book published in the United Kingdom must be given to the British Library. We currently have on display handwritten lyrics from the Beatles, as well as manuscripts from Handel and Mozart. My final place on the list is, after you've been to the British Library, almost next door is this place called the Gothic Bar, and it's such a stunning place to sit and enjoy views of King's Cross and St Pancras Renaissance Hotel and the British Library. What better place to have a beautiful drink after all that hard work exploring?